Okay, moving right along. Agenda item number 6, Larry Wiley, Commissioner Precinct 4, discusses possible action to abandon County Road 445 per unanimous request of adjoining landowners. Wiley.
And Judge, the County Road 445 is 4/10 of a mile off of County Road 444. It is a very narrow road. There's a couple of places where it's difficult to get by in a maintainer. And unless we have the combination to the gate in the back, the maintainer has to back 4/10 of a mile to get out. There are 2 landowners that surround it. There is a concern for public safety, for their safety. There are activities that may be taking place at the end of the road that are not legal, and they have requested that the road be closed, and they have all signed to that effect, and all agreed. There should be, I have a copy of that right here.
The judge does too, it's Exhibit A.
Yeah. And I'm in favor of it.
Okay.
There is no public trend, from the standpoint of a public need, there really isn't a public need other than, there are 2 homes on the property. One of them is owned by Sanderlin, and the other one is owned by the Winds. The Winds, the road is sort of a north-south road. The Winds own the property on both sides, all the way to the end, and Mr. Sutherland owns the property at the end. They're here if there are any questions that you might have.
Okay, the road is going to go to the Winds? Is that
Yes,
correct?
the way it was written up, they own the property on both sides, so that property would go to them. I think as a lot of our roads are, I think they've been paying taxes on that road, but they have to guarantee entrance to the Sutherlands or whoever might follow them to that property.
Okay. And Mr. Sunderland, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You're going to be surrounded by the Winds?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and they're going to give you access? That's my main concern. I'm good with it if y'all are good.
Yeah, we have our own bulldozer and stuff, and we've been maintaining the road ourselves. Like he was saying, there's just no way to turn around because it's so narrow. So,
I have a question. Would they require some type of documented easement?
What the statute says is they have to sign a petition asking Commissioner's Court to do this, and then if y'all agree, all 5 of you have to sign an order making this grant to them. Then if they, let's just say they want to have it surveyed, and added to the public record, they can do that, but we don't have it surveyed for them.
I just thought there was some kind of statute, I'm sorry, that prevents people from being landlocked. And I don't know if they have another easement to that property or not, so I just wanted to make sure we.
They do not have another easement. When I talked to Tom about this, the county attorney, he indicated that there was no way they could be denied. It was, I forget what the term was that he used, but the fact is that you cannot deny them.
I think they can be landlocked. They can't landlock somebody else. That's why they all had to agree.
Right.
And I will say the statutes dealing with various things, that abandonment, et cetera, that you do with county roads is none too clear. So we tried to cover all bases.
So that will have to be something that y'all do, Mr. Sunderland. You'll have to get something to show that there is an easement to your property.
okay, I'd have to have an attorney draw it up and then get the Winds to sign it. That's not a problem.
Good deal.
And their address is gonna change, because I think y'all's property was addressed off of that county road that's being abandoned,
Okay,
so then the address is gonna change,
okay,
because that road no longer exists.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it'll be determined based on where your access onto the 444 is.
So once the court grants us your blessing, then you'll get with me and then I'll have an attorney drop us a separate instrument to sign that just gives us access to our property, correct?
Once the court votes,
Yes, ma'am.
assuming they vote unanimously and sign the document, we'll have to wait a few days because the county clerk needs to process it, but then I will get you an original to take to your attorney or
Okay.
however you want to do it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I'll make sure you get that.
We've been friends with the Winds for over 40 years, so, but, you know, you have to have everything on paper.
Hallelujah. It's usually the other way around.
Yeah, the county attorney indicated to me that nothing was necessary, but if I were in your shoes, I would want to have a document. You've been friends with them for 40 years, but 40 years from now,
Correct.
you don't know who's going to be there and you want to be protected.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I make a motion we approve.
Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Hyde, to approve the transfer of this county road. Is there any more comments, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank
Y'all got
you.
it? You can build a gate across it now.
I'll come and get my sign pole.
I'll pull it out for you.
Okay, moving right along to agenda item number 7, Wichita Jackson County Judge Linda El Servino County Auditor discussing take action and acceptance of an engagement letter for the 2019 external financial audit. You got that? You got that?
She said that she emailed it to you on Friday.
She sent it to me on Friday.
She emailed it to you?
I wasn't here Friday and I have not looked at my emails this morning.
Okay, then I'll have to go down there and get it.
Okay. Okay, what this is, it's a different, independent audit company. The one that we used last year gave us a bid for this year. Last year, it was in the area of $38,000. This year, it was $80,000. This is the bid they submitted. The new company that Brenda approached is one she worked with before, and it's out of the Shirts area. And we also have to put them up, room and while they're here auditing us. So they will be local, and they're down to below 40,000. We'll get the exact number. I remember we talked about it several different times.
Previous, or last year, we had to put up with before,
Yes,
this year,
we won't have a
vote.
vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think also a change, if I may, is the inclusion of a single audit for the grants. Since we're over $750,000 in awards from the federal government, we're required to do a single audit for this one. So that's also.
And this will be included in that?
Different.
Of course, the other audit company did an excellent job, but I think the price they gave us, it includes some of the things that they did. I think they're trying to catch up this year.
Well, Mr. Vino, did an excellent job. I trust her good. And I trust her recommendation for a separate company. I would make a motion with,
We'll get we'll get the name as soon as Kristen gets back up here. We'll know who it is.
Judge, I have to make a call real quickly.
Okay. Okay, while we're waiting on Kristen, let's move to agenda item number 8. And we'll come back to agenda item number 7. Agenda item number 8, Ernest Skip Hyatt, Commissioner Precinct 3. Discuss and take action on AT&T FirstNet communications devices for county employees as presented by Stephen Pump.
Mr. Pump?
Thank you all very much for having me. My name is Stephen Hunt, so I cover FirstNet for the Alamo Area Council of Government and the Middle Rio Grande Council of Government for AT&T. I don't know the all familiarity with FirstNet, but I try to give you a little bit of a brief overview. If you take a look at the first slide there, the timeline for it goes back to the 9/11 Commission. Back in March of 2010, the FCC followed the 9/11 Commission's recommendation to create a nationwide public safety broadband network. In 2012, the FirstNet Authority was created, and that contract was 25 years and awarded to AT&T in March of 2017. If you notice there, in December of 2017, all states had to either opt into FirstNet or build their own network out. Obviously, all states opted in at that time, which brings us to today. There's two ways that you can get on it, looking at the next page here. FirstNet is a nationwide public safety broadband network. You can either be a primary user, which is your police, fire, EMS, or anybody that responds to 911, and then you have extended primary users, which would include yourselves, anybody that you deem necessary to support public safety in the time of an emergency. But you also have the ability to put utilities, et cetera, on as an extended primary user. Now, if you look at the next slide, this really is the details of FirstNet, and I'm not going to read this whole thing here to you. Most important thing is there is no throttling for FirstNet customers anywhere in the country. You get 24/7, 365 priority and preemption. So as we build out this network, it gives you the ability to take priority over the general population 24/7, 365. We're approximately 80% done with that. And this was, again, we refer to it as Band 14, but this was specifically allocated to AT&T to build out over that, build and maintain over 25 years. And if you look at the next slide, with the colors there, this is over to the right where the lighter blue is our existing LTE coverage. And then as we built out the dedicated structure, you can see the darker shades of blue there, which is Band 14. Looking at the next slide, you can see this is the current build out of Band 14, or really LTE plus Band 14 in Wilson County. All of the sites there that have the red circle around them have Band 14, have the FirstNet network already built out to them. Next one. You also have access, as part of the contract, we had to build out 76 deployables, which are cell on wheels, cell on light trucks, in addition to the Aerostat, also known as a blimp. That's to provide coverage in emergency situations. We've had that out in Louisiana for the recent hurricanes, but we've also had them in Houston and along our coastline as well. And we're also exploring the use of drones to provide emergency coverage. In terms of milestones, now that we're three years plus into it, we've got 1.3 million connections nationwide, 12,000 public safety agencies, 700 markets with Band 14. We expect to be completed close to the end of this year across the nation for that Band 14 coverage. In addition to the 76 deployables that are already built out and over 100 FirstNet ready devices that are capable of accessing Band 14. It does not end there. If you look at the next slide, this is a slide provided to me by the FirstNet Authority, which is a division of the Department of Commerce. It is really about getting feedback from agencies, putting it back into the network so that it essentially becomes a self-funding public-private partnership. And then on the last page is the contracting process. So we are negotiated through the DIR. You can see the details there, but there's really 3 primary plans for smartphones. It's $39.99 for unlimited talk, text, and data, $44.99 for unlimited talk, text, data, and tethering. And then we have a bundle there as well that you can use enhanced push-to-talk or mobile device management. And then for data-only devices, whether it be a laptop in a sheriff's office vehicle or a hotspot, is base price of $37. That's all for unlimited, no throttling ever. And then also, I know it's important, the Senate Bill 944, if you look at the top right, previously we had contracted them directly to sell their product, which is text messaging archiving. Now it is, we send customers to that company directly. It's referred to as Smarsh.
I would understand an estimate for that device for storage would be $5 to $7 per device.
Correct. $5 to $7 per device, depending on which plan you went with. One thing that I didn't mention on the top left, in terms of the DIR contract, it is a 2-year agreement, but it's a 1-year upgrade cycle. So every 12 months, you'd be able to upgrade your devices. And also, the device costs up front are free, essentially. That's starting with the iPhone XR or XR, however you refer to it, or the Galaxy S9. We also have some rugged options as well. But most people default to iPhone.
In the upgrade, what happens to the old phone? Do we turn it into?
Normally, we take them in as trade-ins.
Okay. And I have one more question. You mentioned throttling. I may have missed it. What is meant by throttling?
So throttling in the consumer world, as you hit 22 gigs per, or 22 gigs of usage in 1 month, we reserve the right to throttle that speed. And on the FirstNet network, we will not throttle. It's a lot of data.
Sure.
Okay, this is anybody have any questions from Mr. Pond?
What happens if the phone gets damaged?
So- You are able to do insurance on it, which is $8.99 a line, but other than that, you would have to, purchase an upgrade. You do get 2-year upgrade pricing. If you remember back when everybody got 2-year pricing where you paid a smaller amount up front and you were on a 2-year contract. So if you were not upgrade eligible, for example, an iPhone XR is, I want to say $149.
What's,
If they broke the device.
what's our window to participate in this? In other words, if we don't vote to do it today, what's our window? What is it our window?
There is no window. We have, it's a 25-year contract, but we are, 4 years into.
So that $39.99 that you quoted earlier does not include the $8.95?
It does not, correct. The insurance is optional, and then any kind of text message archiving would be directly through Smarsh.
I would think we could have a county policy that would direct, answer that. If an employee is negligent, breaks his phone, he may have to leave his phone, repair it, fix it, well, and replace it. It's a county policy, depending on the circumstances. So, that's something we could address in the county policy.
Likewise, you would have, a lot of times put heavy-duty cases on.
Right,
Just OtterBox
Right.
cases.
So if there's no trade-in for the phones, do y'all charge more?
If you don't trade in a device, no.
The same
That's-
price?
That's per terms of the DIR contract. Part of the reason that we negotiated through DIR is so that it's, everybody can see it. If they're not familiar with DIR, all the terms and conditions are on there. It's a public-facing site. And most cities, counties default to the free device. And so we made about 20 SKUs free, either on upgrade eligible, or as a new activation.
So everybody can stay with the same number?
You can port a number in, yes.
Now, if someone ports their number in, then does that number become the county's number?
It would be, yes, sir.
Okay. Here we go. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, is this for select employees like we have it now? I mean, the county
Anybody
pays.
that the county gives, supplement
Right.
to.
Right, but if, so that's the employees that would have these phones.
Yes.
Okay.
It's no longer a supplement that you would have, I guess, a second phone, your phone plus this phone.
Okay, but then the people who are not getting the subsidy for a phone now would not have it,
Our money person's not here today.
Yeah, that was
She
the
said
reason I asked that question, is that we don't have the auditor here. I see the sheriff-elect shaking his head, but I would want, for a change like this, I would like to be able to officially get his input, but I don't know that we can do that until he's in office.
I spoke with the sheriff-elect. He likes the idea. Would you like to comment on this, sir?
Okay, just as far as being at the city marshal in Stockton, as soon as this was available, that I found out, I put that in my vehicles, so that there is a department on the phone that has its own backup, its own storage. That's a necessity, and it's something we should be requiring them to utilize their own personal phone for work business. And I see it as a benefit that that phone is nothing but for work, and then we don't have to worry about their personal phone or what else they may have on.
Absolutely. Brenda sent me the numbers. Right now, we have 96 phones. We do stipends for, it costs $85,500 a year. The basic plan, which everybody needs, because after talking to Steve at the sheriff's office, they won't need the tethering device, so we won't need that additional $5. So all 96 is the basic rate of $9.99 plus. I added $7 because the storage is estimated between $5 and $7, something the high road. That comes up to $46.99 per phone, at a cost of $4,511 a month, or annually of $54,132. Savings of $31,367.62.
And that's with insurance?
I'm sorry?
That's with insurance too?
No,
No?
I didn't see the need for insurance, but, I mean, I didn't add that in there.
Judge, what does that potentially, what does that do for all of my guys who use their personal phones for business? You know, if they're out on the job, I mean, if we're gonna take this approach, should they have these phones as well? I know some precincts,
Well, I think that's what.
but some precincts provide.
The price he's got is all people that are on.
Yeah.
Well, I understand, but some precincts have all of their people get an allowance. My people don't get an allowance, my foreman does. So if we're gonna do this, then the question is, we probably need to do this. If we're gonna do it, we need to do it across the board. Because, you know, once.
I'd like to make a suggestion to start with. Let's get law enforcement and all in that area, law enforcement, and the jailers, if any of them, I guess it would be the administrative part of the jail system. Get those going and get them started, and then see about working the rest of it in.
And like I said, we have 1 or 2 precincts currently that are providing cell phones to all of their employees. It seems to me if we're gonna take this approach, then it needs to be, because my guys are considered first responders, we have a problem with it. I mean, they're out there called to do what they need to do.
You're suggesting, because your guys don't have a phone. Does any of your guys have a phone?
You got a phone?
All of them do?
Yeah, 1 and 2 do,
But y'all don't?
3 and 4
I
don't.
have one.
Okay.
Well, I understand, but not all your employees.
No, well, I have one that's getting a stipend because he's the one that's on.
Okay, give them
All
one.
24
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, if we're gonna do this, then, I haven't made the move, because I didn't, quite frankly, see the need. But if we're gonna have this kind of situation expressed the way that it's expressed, then I think anyone who's considered a first responder needs to have a phone.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll take away from the savings to a degree, but that's only fair.
Yeah. Well, my deal is like, if we do this, I'm gonna be carrying 2 phones.
Well, I understand.
And my personal phone, everybody has got my personal phone number. Anybody that does business with the county, that does business with me, is gonna use my personal phone. So that's not gonna change that in any way. But
Unless you convert your personal number to the,
unless I do that, and I really don't wanna do that. I wanna keep that.
so you're gonna have to not use it, is what you're saying.
So that would be, that would be something for all 5 of us here. Because I don't see, anybody, any of y'all have done business with, they're gonna have.
My number on my cell phone.
It's just like when I call, just for example, Judge Hetke, which number do I call for?
Well, I'm gonna, a text or an email, we're gonna do that. Saying,
The text or email is gonna be the same.
no, what I'm saying is you notify all of your contacts, that you have county issued phone with this number, this is your contact number.
And if they get the text and transfer the number or move the number, yes, it'd be good. That's just my personal, like I said, I'd like to, start with law enforcement and then work from there.
Well, then, we're still gonna be out of compliance with the Senate bill, which is the real protection I'm looking for here. Because we're not saving data as mandated by that Senate bill, with communications on our phones at this time.
I see that.
We're required by law to save all our electronic communications to go over our phones. We're not doing that.
Well, I think we probably need to do it, but I think we need to work out the details before we pass it. I mean, how are we gonna handle this? Because I've expressed my feeling about our guys that are first responders. I'm not opposed to doing it, but I'd like to have the details worked out before we do it.
And Michelle's got enough to get us a copy of their county's policies and procedures for their cell phones, because they have the same program. Kind of give us an idea of what we could do to implement policies and address.
Can I get your copy again? Do I have it?
Everybody have a full my thought was, on my crew, after hours, we get a call, I call my foreman, said, we got this emergency, I need to grab that 2 or 3 guys. Then he calls his personal cell phone, and says, all right, you want a volunteer to come in, so. I don't see a need, everyone having a phone, I mean, everybody has their own situations, so. That's how I work my policy for my folks.
Do you have any comments or questions?
I'm kind of keep worried about changing the phones over, I'll be packing around 2 phones, pretty much. I've had this number probably for 20 years.
The only thing, if we don't separate them, your personal phone becomes subject to subpoena and everything in that phone becomes.
Yeah, I realize that.
It's like that now, and I don't foresee mine ever changing, even if we do this, because I'm not gonna be able to contact everybody that has my cell phone number.
I'm
And
kind of the judge,
I'm
I'm
still
still
gonna be
the
getting
law
phone calls
enforcement part of it.
for county business on my personal phone.
I have a question. On the law enforcement side, since they're going to the Spillman network and they will have to have hotspots for their vehicles to run the laptops, If we
No, they
went,
have it built in on the vehicle. They don't
it's in the
need that
vehicle,
there.
okay, so then it won't be needed.
I talked to them.
I actually have a question too. That text archiving, that's a separate fee?
It's a separate company, yes. We used to actually contract directly, so it would be on the same paper. Frankly, we didn't have enough demand nationwide to keep them as a product to be sold, so we're actually directing customers directly to them.
Yeah, it's a separate fee, $5 to $7 per
Oh,
device.
okay. Maybe a smaller group should convene and discuss the stipends and
That's, wait till Brenda gets back where she can be part of that group.
determine the way forward.
I tell you what, let's do. We'll put,
I have one for you.
Thank you.
No, not that one.
put a committee together to study this now, and then maybe next time we have it on the agenda, we can do something. The committee, Commissioner Hyatt, Commissioner Wiley, Brenda Trevino. Anybody see any use of having any more than that?
I'm sorry, Judge, I missed.
Commissioner Hyatt,
Okay.
Commissioner Wiley,
Okay,
Brenda Trevino, the auditor.
okay.
Either one of y'all want to be on it? No, three of us, then that'll be the committee.
You'll need, I guess, as soon as Brenda gets back.
Need it, see, do something, and I don't know, we can get it back on the next agenda or the next or whatever.
I have a question. Sure. Thank, aren't you on First Net?
Me? Yes, sir.
Okay.
Have been for years.
And are y'all on First Net in emergency management?
I've got the hotspot, because my personal cell phone is Sprint, and I wasn't gonna switch to AT&T.
Would we be able to incorporate those accounts in the one account for the county if we decide to add all this?
Absolutely. Yep. Most counties that I've dealt with, they like to have a separate billing account, depending on department and the department head, they will take care of that, determine who gets their phone.
Okay. So each different department, like Sheriff's Department, Emergency Management, they would have their own account within the county?
Correct, yes. Yeah, it's called a foundation account, which is the FirstNet. You would have your primary users, which would be the sheriff's office, emergency management, and then extended primary could be public works or anybody that you deem as in support of public safety. I think I gave you the example in Real County, if they got 15 phones, everybody is engaged in emergency, so they're all extended primary. It just depends on, how it breaks down. You guys determine who is eligible.
So we could theoretically start with like the sheriff's office or emergency management and then expand as we needed to.
Absolutely. We have, and I don't know them all off the top of my head, but I think the sheriff's office has a line or two already, and then several emergency service districts around here. I say several, I don't know off the top of my head, but quite a few Wilson County area agencies have already signed up.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you for the presentation.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. What's that?
Need a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion we table this, for further review by the committee.
Motion by Commissioner Hyatt, second by Commissioner Gomez, that we table this and let the committee study it and bring back a presentation. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay, so we set that. Okay, going back to agenda item number 7, Wichita Jackson County Judge Brenda Trevino County Auditor to discuss and take action on subject of engagement letter for the 2019 external financial audit, okay. The company that Brenda is talking with now, Armstrong, Vaughn and Associates, and they're out of Universal City. Their price was $36,600 to $38,600, which includes the single audit that Michelle was talking about a while ago. And the other company that we used last year, they did a very good job, and they were, one thing about the representative, Tim Applewhite, that came down here, he was extraordinary, was McCall, Gibson, Swindon, and Barefoot PLLC. Their price was a total of $87,500.
Are they twice as good?
They got twice as good from last year.
I'm saying, are they twice as good as 38,000?
I don't know. I doubt seriously. Because we have been using an audit company out of Pleasanton for the last 20 years. It was like 18 or 19,000, but they didn't cover near as much as what this other company did last year. It was a whole different thing. They came up with things that really you're supposed to change, and that was the 5th year since Tom Dudnick and I've been here. It was the 5th year, you're supposed to change every 4 years, so that was the 5th year, so we went to this other company. And they did an excellent job, and they did it, I guess you could call it reasonable.
What was Brenda's assessment of Armstrong and Associates?
She has worked with them before, and she recommends them. She's, and they also have Kerr County, Caldwell County, and Calhoun County, plus some other cities that are local. They do what it's for.
Now, did they do ours last year?
No, McCall, Gibson, Swedland, Barefoot, PLLC did it last year.
Oh, okay, the one that's up to
That was
87?
Jim Applewhite, his crew came down here, they were very professional, and they did a good job. They looked into things, did things that we hadn't seen before, and brought our attention to some things we needed our attention brought to. But I think they're trying to make up for the extra stuff they did last year, this year.
I would make a motion that we approve Armstrong and Associates.
Armstrong, Vaughn and Associates?
Yeah, that, based primarily upon the recommendation of the county auditor.
Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Hyde, that we go with Armstrong, Vaughn and Associates for our external audit. Is there any more questions or discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So,
I just asked that I'll look at, that, Brenda, send me a copy
okay,
of the engagement letter just to look at real quick. It won't
Okay.
take long.
thank you. Okay, moving right along. Agenda item number 9, Richard L. Jackson County Judge, Michelle Motor, Grants Manager, modify and approve the Coronavirus Emergency Supplement Fund. CESF, grant resolution to complete grant requirements and receive funds. Okay, reread the resolution.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. This was just a housekeeping, job that the state of Texas wanted us to do. Basically take out the name, Alamo Area Council of Government, and then include a statement here basically saying that if we lose or misuse any of the money, then we will return the money to the state. So I'll go ahead and read this resolution. Resolution of the County of Wilson authorizing the filing of grant application with the Office of the Governor of the State of Texas for the coronavirus emergency supplemental funding, authorizing Richard L. Jackson County Judge to act on behalf of the County of Wilson in all matters related to the application, and pledging that if the grant is received, the County of Wilson will comply with the grant requirements of the OOG, Federal Emergency Appropriations for the Coronavirus Health Response and the Agency Operations Act of the State of Texas. Whereas the County of Wilson finds it in the best interest of the citizens of the county that the Coronavirus Emergency Supplemental Fund grant program be operated for the 2020 calendar year in response to the coronavirus pandemic. Whereas the County of Wilson in the State of Texas is qualified to apply the grant funds under the request for application. And this is the statement that was added. Whereas the County of Wilson agrees that in the event of loss or misuse of the Office of Governor funds, the County of Wilson assures that the funds will be returned to the Office of the Governor in full. Now therefore be resolved by the Commissioners Court of Wilson County, Texas, at its regular meeting in Floresville, Texas, on May 11, 2020, hereby unanimously voted to apply for grant funds from the CPS program authorized by the Federal Emergency Appropriation for Fire and Self-Responsible Agency Operations Act. And further, that Richard L. Jackson, County Judge, is authorized to request grant funding under the OOG's request for applications of the CPS program and act on behalf of the County of Wilson in all matters related to the grant application and any subsequent grant contract and grant project that may result. And further, that if the project is funded, the County of Wilson will comply with the grant requirements of the Office of the Governor Public Safety Office and the state statutes. And further, that the grant funds and any grant-funded equipment or facilities will be used only for the purposes for which they are intended under the grant. And further, that activities will comply with and support the requirements and goals of funding in which the activities are performed. In witness thereof, Commissioners Court of Wilson County and Floresville, Texas, has approved this resolution, and therefore set our hands on this 9th day of November 20. And this is basically the last requirement, and we should receive the funds. And these are, once again, expenditures that we've already incurred from February 1st to June 15th.
Y'all heard the old saying about you gotta have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed to get a grant? Well, this is proof. It's just a matter of a single phrase that, on the resolution that kept us from getting the grant, so, or it's slowing it down.
What was the total, the dollar amount?
It wasn't on there. It's over 168,000. It was on last Commissioner's Court, total.
Right. And did we spend that already?
Yeah,
we
so
wanna
this
get
will
back-
reimburse the county.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and.
Motion by Commissioner Gomez, second by Commissioner Fowle, we approve the new resolution. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we've got a new resolution.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
We appreciate it. Okay, getting down to the nitty-gritty part. Agenda item number 10, Leanne Hotep, EMC, 10A, non-standard plans and variances. 1259 Morning Glory Lane, Precinct 4, FNS Homes, discuss and take action.
Okay, this is a non-standard plat request that came before the Development Committee. Last week was given a favorable recommendation. Property owners own a 3-acre tract in Wood Valley Acres off Morning Glory, and their request was to subdivide it into 3 lots.
Never had a house or a dwelling of any sort on it, it's raw land,
Raw land.
meets all of our requirements.
So we gave it a favorable recommendation.
I have a question for Eric or somebody. How many acres do we have to have for septic?
How many acres?
One?
Well, if it's in a subdivision, 1, yeah.
Okay. Outside of subdivision?
Well, out on open land, a half acre.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Fowle, we approve this. It's in, anybody got any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 10B, subdivision of Brago Lake Unit 9, 10B1, discuss and take action on release of construction letter of credit.
Okay, Abrego, falls under the previous regulations and, was where, once the roads were built and constructed and prior to accepting them, they were allowed to reduce the financial guarantee amount. So, the developer has presented us with a amended letter of credit. So prior to accepting the maintenance letter of credit, we need to release the construction letter of credit.
That would be precinct
Four.
Four.
It's a beautiful day in precinct.
That's the last unit?
I'm not sure yet.
Not sure yet? And maybe you still have land in the back?
We haven't heard very late still, but we're trying to decide what we're gonna do with that.
I make a motion, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Fowles. We release the letter of credit. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The letter, construction letter of credit has been released. Now we're going to 10B2, discuss and take action on acceptance of maintenance letter of credit, $82,975.50.
And that's for the one-year maintenance period.
I make a motion that we accept that.
Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Fowles. We accept the letter, maintenance letter of credit. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The maintenance letter of credit. Accepted. Okay, now we're going to 10B3, discuss and take action on acceptance and dedication and conveyance of roads.
And the roads have been constructed and all inspections have been done and all requirements have been met. So it's time for the county to accept the roads.
I make a motion, we make precinct 4 just a little bit larger as far as.
How many miles? Or 8 miles or?
I don't know.
Some.
About a little under a mile.
A little under a mile. Okay, motion by Commissioner Wiley,
Second.
second by Commissioner Gomez, that we accept the roads. Is there any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We've got the roads. Thank you, Kevin. Okay, moving right along to agenda item number 11, Edward Baker, Health and Public Safety, enacting the burn ban, discuss and take action.
I put it on there not knowing when we're gonna kick back up to those 10 points a day that we're gonna dry out, and we haven't started there yet. And in my opinion, I think we can wait another 2 weeks to relook at it and see if we get more rain, because we're not quite where we really need to be to enact the burn ban. I think it'd be a little early, premature if we did it today.
I'm sorry to hear that, because every time you do a burn ban, it rains.
I was hoping I could fool it and it would just be on the agenda at work, but, yeah. So anyway, I'd recommend that we don't go ahead and do it. We'll wait till the next commissioner's court and look at it again.
Oh, sure.
Okay, anybody have any comments on that? Okay, let's move on along to agenda item number 12, Eva S. Martinez, County Clerk, minutes.
I've handed those out, Judge, and they have been properly reviewed by yourself and our commission.
make a motion to go approve the minutes.
Motion Commissioner Fowle, to accept the minutes. Second by Commissioner Hyatt. Is there any discussion, any questions, any changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have the minutes accepted. Thank you. Okay, agenda item number 13, Jan Hartle, County Treasurer, Financial Report. No Jan Hartle, so we're going to agenda item 14, Jalen T. Bonifer, Human Resource General Specialist, payroll and personnel changes.
Good morning. Antonio Gomez began working as a road hand for precinct 2, making $16 per hour, or $33,280 for a year effective November 9th, 2020. Bob Bannon will begin working as a part-time road hand for precinct 2, making $15 per hour. That should be effective November 11th. Roberto Sanchez resigned from his position as a patrol deputy for the Sheriff's Department effective October 25th. And Keith Felix resigned from his position as a road hand for precinct 2 effective today, November 9th, 2020.
Thank you. There's no line item, change,
No,
or
sir.
anything like this, it's just information. Thank you. Okay, agenda item number 15, Vince Trevino, County Auditor, bills and no financial report. Right. Joe? We have bills in the form of $220,281.58.
Yes, sir.
Motion by Commissioner Hyde to approve the bills,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Wiley. Anybody have any questions or comments or discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And let's go all the way down to agenda item number 16, adjournment at 10:06.